And India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced significant tax relief with no income tax for individuals earning up to 12 lakh rupees annually in her Union Budget 2025. This new tax structure is designed to ease the burden on the middle class, allowing more disposable income. The new income tax slabs include nil tax for earnings up to 4 lakh rupees, 5% for 4 to 8 lakh rupees, 10% for 8 to 12 lakh rupees and higher rates for those earning above 12 lakh rupees. Additionally, the limit for salaried individuals has been raised to 12.7 lakh and TDS on senior citizens has been doubled, making this a progressive move for tax simplification. Along with tax relief, the government has made significant strides in agricultural reform. Sitharaman announced a new government scheme that will focus on improving productivity in 100 low-output districts, benefiting 17 million farmers. This initiative emphasizes crop diversification, irrigation improvements, and expanding cold storage facilities. In addition, the government is supporting cotton productivity and makhana cultivation. The credit limit for 77 million farmers will also rise from 3 lakh to 5 lakh rupees, ensuring easier access to financial resources and boosting farmer livelihoods. The Budget 2025 also focuses on empowering women and driving innovation. A loan scheme for 500,000 women entrepreneurs is expected to create jobs, with a special push for domestic footwear production. The government has launched a Center for Excellence in Artificial Intelligence, positioning India as a tech leader. Infrastructure developments remain a priority, with plans for 20 new domestic airports over the next decade and a 25,000 crore rupee fund dedicated to maritime development. Finally, India's ambition to become a medical tourism hub is supported by an allocation of 20,000 crore rupees. And India's fiscal deficit for 2025 is expected to stand at 4.8% of the GDP, slightly below the initially budgeted estimate of 4.9%. This reduction is mainly driven by lower than expected expenditure, particularly on capital investments, and higher than anticipated dividends from the Reserve Bank of India. Now, the government has revised its total receipt for 2025 to 31.47 trillion rupees, with net tax receipts of 25.57 trillion rupees. The revised expenditure estimate has also increased, with capital expenditure pegged at 10.18 trillion rupees. These adjustments reflect the government's ongoing efforts to maintain fiscal discipline. To finance this fiscal deficit of 16.13 trillion rupees, the government is also relying on net market borrowings, with the remaining balance to be covered by small savings and other sources. The government aims to reduce central bank debt as a percentage of GDP in line with the Fiscal Consolidation roadmap announced in 2022. Despite a slowdown in government final consumption expenditure and weaker private consumption, GST collection and direct tax revenues have remained robust. Corporate tax revenues did see a modest dip, but overall tax collections continue to provide support for fiscal management. India's GDP growth slowed to 5.4% in the September quarter, marking its weakest expansion in nearly 2 years. This was mainly due to weaker private consumption and government spending. Despite this, the government has successfully reduced its fiscal deficit from 9.1% in 2021 to 4.8% in 2025. This marks a significant improvement over the past few years. Additionally, the RBI's dividend payout has provided a much-needed boost to the government's finances. The dividend is a 141% increase compared to the previous year, helping offset some of the fiscal pressures and contributing to the fiscal consolidation efforts. However, global uncertainties and supply chain shocks continue to dictate the government's spending priorities.